Hi, this is Larry London. Welcome to Border Crossings. And today we have a multi-platinum recording superstar who joins us. He's at home. He's chilling. He's at his childhood home, actually, in St. Louis with the whole family behind him. Chingy is with us today on Border Crossings. Welcome, Chingy.
What's up? What's up? Peace and love, Larry. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. A lot going on with you. My goodness. I understand you produced your last album. You were a producer for a lot of different people. You work with so many people, and now you've got your own new album coming out, Chinglish. When is this new album coming out?
When the new album Chinglish coming out, I'm gonna drop it top of the year, first quarter. I just put out a brand new single, Can't Blame Me, produced by a friend of mine, Fresco Kane, and written by me. Just dealing. The song is talking about a lot of trials and tribulations in my career, stuff that I've been through, false rumors, fake rumors, sabotaging, people trying to sabotage and all that, and how I had to leave people with that imbalanced energy alone, and you can't blame me. And so
that's right.
you can stream the record right now. Go check it out. Can't Blame Me. And I'm gonna drop a couple more singles before I release the album. So be looking forward to a couple more singles dropping before I release that. But Chinglish will be coming out top of the year.
Mm-hmm. And you collaborate with some other artists? Are there some?
On this track, on this album, did I collaborate with some other artists? I sure did. With a couple artists. Twister, who's from Chicago, a well-known legend in this game, Twister. I collaborated with him on a track called She Do It, a song that I actually produced that's featuring Twister. Fresco Kane, who I was just talking about, that produced Can't Blame Me, he's on the album as well. Actually, he's gonna be on the song, the next single called That Good. He's singing on it because Fresco's multi-talented. He's singing on it. I also produced it and being co-produced by Fresco. And I got a friend of mine named T Hood from Atlanta, upcoming artist from Atlanta who's really good. And and a lot of dope producers on there. Coco from Basement Beats. Who else? Fresco, a friend of mine, Crazy J. And me, I produced on there as well. So it's gonna be a great project, man. If you like the Jackpot, my first album, that Right There, Holiday Inn, One Call Away, all these records came off of, you're gonna love this album. But it's showing a little more mature growth in my consciousness because I get a little spiritual and mystical in different aspects of on this album with a few records as well. Because I got a song called Kundalini Love. And Kundalini is just a sacred energy, prana energy, overall cosmic energy that travels within us and that we project out as well. And so it sounds like I'm talking about a woman, but really I'm talking about how the 7 chakra vortex energy centers work.
Well, everybody's talking about women. They
Yeah.
One way or another, it all goes right back to the same place.
Yeah, the feminine principle.
We're talking with Chingy. Chinglish is the new album coming out right at the beginning of the year. And so Ludacris discovered you. How did that come about?
Well, actually, Ludacris didn't discover me. Ludacris's manager, which was my manager as well, Chaka Zulu, shout out to Chaka Zulu, he was in talks with some producers I was working with. And so he had been telling them, just keep on making your music, producing your beats, and, try to work with some artists. And so Sham, who's one of the producers, I had been known Sham from back in the early 90s, crossing paths, because he was in a group called Out of Order. I was in a group called Without Warning, and so we used to always have contests and shows together. And that's how me and Sham knew each other. But we actually started working together and producing music in 2002. And that's how I met Chaka Zulu, through Sham and Zoe from the Track Stars. Mm-hmm. So really Chaka Zulu is who discovered my musical abilities and talents. Ludacris was an owner of Disturbing the Peace, just like Chaka Zulu. And so that's how Ludacris found out. So Ludacris didn't discover me. It just came through Chaka Zulu's hands, and Ludacris just so happened to be a partner with him.
And you were called H-Thugs at some point in your career?
Okay, so yes, I was. So how this came about, how I was called H Thugs in the beginning, like this was around 95, 96.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the days, you know, I had braids, I had cornrows, and I used to always wear flannel shirts and Dickies and Chuck Taylors. And I used to want to be Eazy-E, and I was really into Bone Thugs and Harmony, and you know what I mean? And so when you're a teenager, you tend to get into things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get into a lot of things on the street or whatever we call it. And so a cousin of mine used to always say, "You're always looking like a thug. I'm gonna start calling you Little H Thugs." So that kind of stuck. But I start calling myself H Thugsy. Reason being, I always used to watch the movie Bugsy Siegel, and I thought Bugsy Siegel was a smooth gangster, and and I liked that. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna call myself H Thugsy, and because Bugsy and Thugsy rhyme, and I thought Bugsy was smooth because I consider myself pretty smooth. And so I put the two together and we got H Thugsy. But that's how that came about.
So how did you get to the name Chingy? Because I know your friends still call you Howie to this very day. You still call Howie. Yep. So how did the Chingy come about?
My niece calls me Howie these days. But how Chingy came about, actually, now, once again, a guy who's like a brother to me, because me and his younger brother were best friends, and he was like an older brother, Jamal, used to always, a term for people that's getting money or balling or wealthy, he used to always say they chingy. So, you know, cha-ching, money, coins. He would always say they chingy. And so I was like, and this was around 98, and I was like, damn, that thing got a nice ring, so I like that. I'm gonna make that my stage name. And so that's how it came about. And, you know, chingy, it was just a term for people who was wealthy and seemed like they got a lot of money.
Chingy's our guest. He's got a lot of money. He's an actor. We know him from
I got a lot of spiritual currency.
A lot of bling, a lot of other stuff too going on. And how about acting? Are you going to do any more acting? You got any film roles coming up?
Am I going to do any more acting? Actually, I'm trying to solidify a situation to work on my own TV show called Food and Tunes, which will be displaying me talking to artists upcoming or well-known and testing food at different restaurants, and at the end have them perform a tune or two. And food and tunes and music and food go together beautifully. But we're in the beginning stages of that, and so we're trying to get that worked out. But that's something I'm definitely working on, gonna be working on. So acting, yeah. I mean, when you think about music and think about videos and you think about acting, music videos are just, you know, performing the music, dialogue through the song, but it's just not the type of dialogue in a film, but it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, so I'm an entertainer.
You entertain on our board. Even musicians are naturally actors when you think about the videos.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I've been in a lot of TV shows, George Lopez, My Wife and Kids, a lot of stuff. I've been in Scary Movie 3. I did a movie called Polish Boy. I did a movie called Speed Dating. I've been on a lot of things, and I'm gonna continue that.
Well-rounded. We're talking with Chingy, one of the most popular guys in his neighborhood. He's back to the old neighborhood in St. Louis that he grew up in. At your grandfather's house. All the friends are driving by. You got family going in and out. So some people, to those that don't know, St. Louis has given us a lot of great musicians. You know, Chuck Berry's from St. Louis. And Nelly, you know, you've worked with Nelly before, and a lot of other great musicians, including Chingy. So you get to go back home and visit the family, the family home that you grew up in. And you call this Bad Blocks. So tell me about that.
No. Okay, so no. Where I'm at now is considered University City. This is my father's father and where my father's mother, where they live. But we all grew up here. Now, the street Beacon, the Bad Blocks, is on the north side of the city where my... And so this is a different area, but I grew up in both places, in both neighborhoods. I grew up in both neighborhoods. Yeah.
What was right there? What are you talking about right there? Where's right there?
Right there, right there is actually, it's just like, here in St. Louis, and why I call the project Chinglish is because of the way I talk. It's not, it's my swing on English, but I have my own terminology, and so I call it Chinglish. And so the there, the her, and all of that, the car, and how I talk. And so right there just came from, and that's naturally how I speak, and I spell it how I say it. And so her in St. Louis, you see a beautiful girl, we might be like, oh, dang, that girl right there look good. You know what I mean? And so that's something that kind of stuck. But a lot of people don't know this. I wrote that hook in that first verse to that song in '96. It came out in 2003. So that was previous. That was really previous. It's like, and that's why music is timeless. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And to this day, that song trends on social media.
Yes.
And so, but that's how it came about. I just, look at that girl right there. She's nice. She look good. She got a nice body. That's how it came about. It's all about the ladies.
And in 23, next year, you're going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of right there.
20th anniversary is next year in 2023, and it's a beautiful occasion. It's a great thing, and I hope, that's going to be a night. Because, see, here's the thing. When you growing up as a young kid, as I did in 85, 86, wanting to be a musician and wanting to do this, when you can get to the point where you can actually say, oh, it's the 20th anniversary of my first album, and right there, one of my biggest hits that went #1 in the country when it came out that year, that's a big deal. I think that's what you want overall in this field, in this music industry, in this entertainment industry. You want to be able to say something like that. I can say something like that, and that's a beautiful thing, and that's why I do it, and that's why I love the fans, and I appreciate the fans to this day because they support me. They always have supported me, and they support me to this day, and they love that record. They love that song. They just love the uniqueness in my style, and I appreciate that.
Well, people love you, and they're getting a chance to meet you right now around the world. We're broadcasting in 100 countries on VOA television and VOA radio as well. We're talking with Chingy. Chinglish is coming out to start off the new year, and there's already some new songs, some tractions, and that's all great stuff. And I'm very excited about, I guess in St. Louis, it's common to draw on, to run on words like, Nelly with here, hot in here.
It's very common. It's like most people look at it and be like, we have an accent or we say it like this. It's normal to us. We don't really perceive it as being anything different because that's just how we talk. Right. You know what I mean? So it's pretty normal to us.
Now, I love it. I love that you are a role model for so many kids. There's, you grew up, you say, I want to be like Eazy-E, but there's other kids who are growing up and say, I want to be Chingy. You're a role model and an inspiration. You came from the projects. You turned your life around. You are now a superstar. You're driving in a Benz or whatever you're driving, and got the bling going on. And so,
you know what? I want to go back and touch on something for as what made me want to do what I'm doing. And actually, it's a mixture of Eazy-E and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, who may he rest in paradise, is the best that ever did it. I love him to death, and that's the reason I wanted to entertain. But Michael Jackson made me want to entertain on the stage. I saw him on the stage. I was like, I have to do that. Eazy-E made me want to be a rapper. He made me want to rap, like how he was rapping. It made me want to rap. So I put those two together. You put those two together, you got Chingy. And so that's what made me want to do what I'm doing. So if you ever see me on stage and when you see me perform and see the energy and how I think I'm very good on stage, actually. I am. No, not, I don't think I am.
You are.
And so you'll be like, wow, okay. I looked at Michael Jackson and said, I have to take control of the stage, even if it's just me on it with nothing else. Eazy-E made me want to rap. So I combined the two. And that's why I'm doing what I do to this day. And I've been very successful. Now, for the kids out there, I feel it's very important, especially today, with being a role model and coming across in a charismatic, humanitarian way, because these kids are paying attention. If you look on my social medias, I do Monday Motivation, Wisdom Wednesday, Find Out Friday, and I'm always inspiring. everything is inspiring. I always share my wisdom, what I know. A lot of people don't know I have a degree in astrology, a degree in cosmology, a degree in astronomy. I studied the metaphysics of religion. I studied the metaphysics of thought. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
I have a good, keen sense of and intelligence on astrology and how that applies to existence and applies to us. So I'm real big on learning from nature. Like I want to say one thing, because I apply this everything that we see and everything out here to now. I may ask two different things. They'll say, yeah, but cold and hot is not two different things. Cold just gets hot. It's just the degrees in between where you take it. And if you look at winter going into the summer, you have fall, autumn, spring. Well, those are degrees in between that winter just goes to summer. If you look at male and female, you have female and male. And it's degrees in between where you take it, because you can either be good or you can either be bad in your individuality and personality. I apply that to my existence because I learned that from nature. Even fashion, when you look in the sky, you see white, gray, blue. You look on the ground, you see green, brown, light brown, camel. Well, if you put those colors together in your wardrobe, it looks really good. And that's where a lot of the fashion comes from. But yeah, so I live by how nature talks to me.
Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, what advice do you give to kids that are trying to make it? What did you learn from your struggles that could make things happen for somebody else?
So what advice would I give kids trying to make it? First off, so I learned this from a shaman teacher. He said, give me a child until they're 7 years old, they'll know what they want to do for the rest of their life. You know how I know that's true? Because that's when I became to want to be an entertainer and a rapper. I was 6, 7 years old, and I knew I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. And so the advice I would give to a kid is to stick with it. Put the craftsmanship first on that. Always try to perfect the art. Never let nobody discourage you. Stay on that path and keep going. Don't get discouraged. And when you get to the point where you're able to develop a surrounding team, entertainment law is very important if you trying to get into entertainment field. But if you trying to be a lawyer, football player, whatever, just make sure you got a good lawyer for as entertainment field is going if you want to do any of that. And be at peace with yourself. Know yourself. And when I say know yourself, not just in personality on what you like and what you don't like, but know how the inside of you works. And what I'm talking about, know how your endocrine system works, the pineal gland, pituitary gland, thalamus, you know, all these things, the heart. Know how these things work on the inside, because that's very important to health, you know, and your within creates your without. So eat healthy. You eat healthy, you live healthy. You know what I mean? So my advice would just be to perfect what it is they want to do and just create a healthy lifestyle for themselves and keep progressing and, you know, stay balanced.
Well, Chingy, it's what a pleasure it is to have you on the show. And, you know, to find out, you know, I mean, a chance for the worldwide audience to find out how much there is to Chingy, how many things are going on. A lot of people don't know all those degrees you have.
I'm not just a rapper.
That you love food and you've reinvented yourself and you look great. And
thank you. I work out.
Oh, really? I'm excited about the new album coming out. If you could have a dream 3 collaborators, who would those dream 3 collaborators be?
Dead or alive?
They could be dead or alive, either way.
Of course, Michael Jackson, Eazy-E, Anita Baker.
Oh, wow. Anita Baker.
I love her. See, and I have a story to this. So, reason I love Anita Baker so much, my mother would take me to school, may she rest in paradise, in the car in the morning, or I'd be riding with my mother. She always played Anita Baker. And I was a little kid, and so that's how I remember Anita Baker. Funny that we speak, and I was just in the car with my nephew. Anita Baker was on. I turned it up and said, this reminds me of my mother. And so that's how I'm familiar with Anita Baker. And I just love Anita Baker. She reminds me of my mother, like I said. But them would be the 3.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, Anita Baker's from where I'm from, Detroit. And I know she was a secretary and got discovered to be a backup singer. And they said, whoa, let's make a record with this person. So yeah, we're
Yes,
talking
he's
with
great.
Chingy, who is one of the best in the game, and he's been doing this. I guess you laid some tracks down when you're about 9. And
Oh, yeah.
did you
Hey,
ever
so
go
look,
back and listen to what you did when you were a little kid?
I'm finna share with you what I did at 9 years. The first song that I ever made was called Knuckle Up. I'm gonna give you a little lyrics from it. This is in 89, 88.
Okay, all right.
It was like knuckle up with a smooth pace. I'm beating like hard bass. You thought you was hard. That's why I'm taking it to your face, saying dumb. I'm not the type to give up on a smooth beat. I'm coming through the doors, breaking and shaking concrete. I'm loped out, and everybody get choked out. Capacitate the room, and everybody get smoked out. Now keep on creeping and keep on stepping. It's 2 feet on the stand. The mic is the weapon in my hand. So when you see me, don't buckle up, buck 'em down, knuckle up. Dirty little scoundrels in effect. Now what's up? Taking the time to write a rhyme and do what you like. I rehearse the verse, get it down, packing and grab the mic, kicking the flow, and I compose like Mozart. I got on my boots, Dickie suit, and my Carhartt. Been rapping for years, I mean many ages. Got so much clientele, you can find my number in yellow pages.
I love it. I love it. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wrote that when I was 9 years old.
Wow. Wow. That's great. I mean, who do you think is the best, aside from yourself, who would you say is number 2 best rapper right now that's out in the business, in the game?
You know what? I'm gonna give you my perspective on this, because I have a perspective on this. And I never actually had a favorite rapper or favorite artist, because there's so many that's great. I feel like I would be doing, and it's subjective, I feel like I would be doing a disservice because I like so many. And if you go ask one person, well, who's the favorite artist to you? They gonna say one thing. You go ask somebody else, they gonna say one thing. You go ask somebody else, they gonna say one thing. So to me, everybody have an equal skill set of being great, because you're gonna get a different answer everywhere you go. So that means everybody got a certain greatness. So I'll be naming a couple people I feel is great, and I feel is, but I don't want to put certain people in a category to say they better than these people, when we all got a certain skill set of greatness. It's just like saying, well, LeBron James is better than Jordan. Well, Jordan is better than LeBron James. No, they both are great.
Yes.
They both are great in their own right. But we always trying to compare people. See, to me, competition divides. And if you pay attention to sports, you could see that, because this side and this side gets into fights a lot just because who want their team to win so much. So to me, I always looked at it as competition divides. How about I work with them and we work together, and it's all love. That's just how I look at things.
No,
that's just how I look at things.
We got enough division in the world today as it is. We got enough hate in the world as it is today, and so we definitely need some more love. We need some more.
We need more togetherness.
You need more Chingy.
Hey, if I was the president, we would have a better existence.
Oh, well, do I hear it? Are you announcing right now? Is this?
If I was the president, we'd have a better existence. I'm telling you. You never know. You never know. I might get the urge and say, hey, why not?
Why not? Kanye did. You can do it. Put yourself on the ticket. We're talking with Chingy, who's at home in St. Louis, where he grew up in his grandparents' house. Chinglish is the name of the new album coming out the first of the year. Before we let you go, we are reaching the troops around the world. I want to give you a chance to send a shout out to the troops.
So, of course, shout out to the troops. I love the troops. Beginning of this year, in January, I went on tour in Alaska and Hawaii performing for the troops. Yeah. Wow. So shout out to Armed Forces Entertainment, because I went over there and performed for the troops, and they showed me so much love. I also been to Kuwait, Iraq, performing for the troops, and they always show me love, and I appreciate what they do. And so, the troops are very important. They need good music too, because that good music gets the troops going and helps them to see another day.
We are so happy to have Chingy with us today. I know you were on tour with Maya and Genuine earlier in the year. I know you're going out on tour again, and so it's
Millennium Tour.
It's an honor to have you on the show, and after the album comes out, please come back and join us again.
Hey Larry, anytime you want me on the show, my brother, I'm coming.
Thank you.
I'm coming.
Thank you so much. Chingy's been our guest. Chinglish is the name of the new album. You are watching VOA TV.